Welcome back, Careblazer. Today's video is all about dementia and hospice. Now, the word hospice might bring up some emotions in you, and that's okay, but this video is going to help get rid of some myths you might have about hospice and help answer all of the hospice questions that you might be having floating around in your head. So if you've ever wondered if hospice might be something that your loved one with dementia would benefit from, today's video is for you. I'm going to go over the who, what, when, where, and why of hospice services. And be sure to stay tuned to the end of this video if you want to specifically find out and if your loved one at this moment would potentially qualify for hospice. If you're new to Careblazers TV, I'm so happy you found us. I'm Dr. Edmonds. I'm a board-certified geropsychologist, and this is Careblazers TV, the place where we talk about everything dementia. Hit that red subscribe button on your screen to stay alert to every new video I post. It's completely free. Also, be sure to download your own Careblazers survival guide for your tips, tricks, and information on everything dementia to help you along your caregiving journey. All right, let's get started. So what exactly is hospice? Hospice is a medical service that's focused on keeping or improving the quality of life for people who have a condition that's getting worse and that's not likely to be cured. It's different to medical care that's focused on improving someone's medical condition. Hospice is medical treatment to help keep someone comfortable and pain-free without pursuing any aggressive treatments that's meant to cure or improve the illness. So rather than spending the final parts of your life in and out of the hospital, your loved one with dementia would be spending the final parts of their life in the comfort of their own home. Who can get hospice? Many people think that hospice means death right away. That's because most people wait way too long to get hospice involved. Hospice is actually available to anyone who has a life expectancy of 6 months or less. You get approved for hospice if your primary care doctor and then a hospice doctor estimates that you have 6 months or less to live. Unfortunately, most people wait way too long to get hospice involved and tend to die within 2 weeks of getting the service. So there's nothing wrong at all with bringing up to your loved one's doctor the idea of hospice. Nothing wrong with getting that conversation started. People can get hospice services and improve the quality of life for their loved ones and decrease any pain your loved one might have simply by talking about it earlier rather than waiting until things look really dire and things are going downhill pretty quickly. So it's for anybody who has an estimated 6 months or less left to live, but unfortunately most people wait until there's about 2 weeks or less left to live. Now, what does hospice actually do? Hospice can do many things, such as giving medications to help treat pain, getting special equipment to help make life more comfortable, like getting your loved one a walker, a wheelchair, a hospital bed. They can also offer bathing help for your loved one. They can also even provide grief counseling to family members. Hospice services are available 24/7, so if your loved one needs help in the middle of the night, somebody's going to be there to help. You just give them a call, they respond right away. Who's actually on a hospice team? Typically, a good hospice team consists of a physician, a nurse, a social worker, a nurse's aide, a chaplain, and maybe even a volunteer. Each hospice team may differ slightly from the above, but these are the most common team members you find in many good hospice companies. When should somebody with dementia get hospice? Now, we touched on this a little bit already, but basically it is not a bad idea to start talking to your loved one's doctor about hospice sooner rather than later, because people with dementia a lot of times have difficulty communicating their pain, their discomfort, their anxiety to the loved ones around them. So by the time hospice gets involved, they've been suffering for quite a while already, but we just may not have realized it. In general, common symptoms that suggest it's a good time to start talking to your loved one's doctor about hospice include constant elevated levels of anxiety or stress, complete reliance on other people for assistance with bathing, dressing, eating, toileting, grooming, extreme difficulty with walking. Either they're not able to walk on their own or even not be able to walk with equipment to help them walk, or if they do walk, it requires a lot of assistance, not only from equipment, but maybe even help from other people around. And finally, if your loved one's not able to speak but a very few words, or when they do speak, you basically can't even understand them. The words don't make any sense. Now, there is a special screening tool that is used specifically to determine whether somebody with dementia meets criteria for hospice. It's called the Functional Assessment Staging Tool. You can look it up. However, for my supporters on Patreon, I have included a quick 2-minute video with a copy of the specific exact tool that is used to determine whether your loved one would qualify for hospice or not based on their dementia diagnosis. So if you want to find that out for yourself, go ahead and click the link below this video to my Patreon site. Make sure you're a Patreon member. Become one if you're not. It's $1 a month for a lot of extra value and help, and it really means the world to me. And in there, you can view my 2-minute video while you look at the specific screen, and I teach you how to find the score that your loved one would have based on their current symptoms, and then you'll be able to find out whether or not your loved one qualifies for hospice. For any of you who already are familiar with this tool and just want to know the score that's needed, your loved one needs to be in the 7 range, in the 7s, assuming that they're getting hospice for their dementia. Now, where are hospice services given? Hospice services are given wherever your loved one lives. So if your loved one is living at home, hospice with that full team of help can come to the home, and your loved one can live out the final phases of their life in the comfort of their own home, surrounded by friends and family. If your loved one's in a nursing home, hospice could also go to the nursing home and provide the services there. Who pays for hospice? Anybody with Medicare Part A covers the cost of hospice if you meet the criteria. I'm going to put a link below to a website that explains specifically about Medicare Part A and all the specific details about what exactly hospice covers and what exactly hospice does not cover. Careblazer, I hope this video has been helpful to you in some way. Did this clear up any misconceptions or questions you had about hospice? Are you left with any questions about hospice that maybe I didn't answer? Go ahead and leave that below. I'd love to try to offer more information and help if needed. I will be back next week. It was so nice being here. Please consider becoming a Patreon or a patron of Careblazers if you want to see more videos like this posted every week. Go on over to my Patreon site and consider donating so that you can have access to special videos and handouts and worksheets that I put together specifically for those of you who support me. All right, Careblazers, until next week, bye.